day to everyone out there. Welcome to UNCG News Break here in our brand new home. I'm Chris Brown.
And I'm Liza Liebscher. We're glad to have you with us. Let's get started. Jazzing it up, a world-renowned musician toots his horn right here on campus.
Also, money in the bank. You could be getting a check in the mail and sooner than you think, and it's coming from the government. We'll tell you how much.
Finally, a new doctoral degree has UNCG eyeing a different kind of student. We have the details. He's been called the sexiest trumpet player this side of Chet Baker. Just in time for Valentine's Day, Grammy Award winner Chris Botti will come blow his horn for audiences at the historic Carolina Theater in downtown Greensboro. This performance, part of the University Concert and Lecture Series, begins at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, February 13th. Botti's lush melodies and thoughtful improvisations have captured audiences worldwide. He has recorded with distinguished musicians such as Sting, Paul, Simon, and Joni Mitchell. For ticket information, call 336-334-4849 or go to the University box office website at www.uncg.edu/e/box-office.
Well, the House of Representatives has overwhelmingly passed a $146 billion stimulus package that would speed rebates to most taxpayers. The plan was approved 385 votes to just 35 nays after little debate. It would send rebates of between $600 and $1,200 to anyone with at least $3,000 in income. Congressional leaders want to send the measure to President Bush by February 15th, but the bill faces a murky future in the Senate. There, both Democrats and Republicans want a larger package that includes billions of dollars for senior citizens and the unemployed. The Senate plan would also send checks to the richest taxpayers who wouldn't get rebates under the House version of the bill. The divergent plans could slow passage of the bill. Some lawmakers from both parties are calling for the House version to be passed in the Senate and sent directly to President Bush, saying the delays could hinder the bipartisan agreement.
Fall 2008 will not only bring a new semester to UNCG, but also a new doctorate degree. Graduate students will be able to work toward a PhD in medicinal biochemistry offered by the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. Students are required to spend at least 4 years in the program. The degree is designed to prepare students for work in the pharmaceutical and biotechnology fields with a strong emphasis on drug design and action. Dr. Gregory Rayner, the department's Director of Graduate Studies, believes the program could grow to as many as 40 students in the coming year.
Well, for more on what's going on around campus, let's take a look with Whitley and Erica for the We on Campus. Hey, guys.
Sounds great, guys. Thanks. Well, in national news today, new arrest warrants for Marine Corporal Cesar Lorien just days after being sighted in Mexico.
And up to 20 inches of snow is being dumped on the Midwest, and it's causing a nightmare for some. This and more as we take a look around America tonight. 6 days after Marine Corporal Cesar Lorien was tracked to a town in Mexico, a Mexican court issued an arrest warrant Monday for the alleged killer. Marine Corporal Cesar Lorien is accused of killing pregnant Lance Corporal Maria Lauterbach and burying her body in the backyard of his North Carolina home. Authorities believe Lorien fled to native Mexico to avoid prosecution in the case, and on Monday, the United States asked for help in finding him from the Interpol, the International Police Organization. Lorien was indicted in North Carolina last week on murder charges, ATM card theft, attempted card theft, fraud, and robbery with a dangerous weapon. Lauterbach was reported missing on December the 19th, and the charred remains of her body were found in Lorien's backyard on January the 11th. Police found the remains after Lorien's wife produced a note her husband had written in the note. It said that Lauterbach had slit her own throat during an argument.
Avalanche centers in the West issued warnings Tuesday as new storms lined up following a system that buried many areas in heavy snow, closing government offices, causing havoc on roads, and even shutting down one ski resort. A search was underway Tuesday for 3 snowmobilers missing in the Colorado mountains. Blowing snow and avalanche danger caused new highway closings in Wyoming and Washington, where some schools were closed for a second consecutive day. The stormy weather also dragged bitterly cold air across the northern plains, with the National Weather Service reporting a midday temperature of 24 below zero at Glasgow, Montana. North Dakota registered wind chills of 54 below zero early Tuesday in Garrison, with an actual low of 24 below.
Well, here is an interesting story, not one you'll hear every day, that's for sure. A woman faces a drunken driving charge in Wisconsin after a bizarre phone call was made on Sunday morning to 911. A call center received a hang-up phone call from a woman who was encouraged to call 911 on a cell phone by her boyfriend. The woman was allegedly driving a car while her boyfriend was a passenger. According to the 911 phone call, the woman said her boyfriend wanted her to call because he thought she was too drunk to drive, and the woman told the dispatcher that she thought he was too drunk to drive and she was okay to drive because everybody was drunk. It's that kind of a story. Dispatchers got the description of the woman's car and her address, and authorities then came to her home and arrested her on her first operating a vehicle while intoxicated charge. And that is your look around America tonight. Well, the political stage continues to heat up, and with heated exchanges and celebrity endorsements just skimming the political surface, political correspondent Micah Beasley is here with us. Micah, it's been a week, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
It's a mess. Good weekend for Barack Obama, though, right? Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, he got the endorsement from Ted Kennedy, which was big, and with his victory in South Carolina last Saturday, Senators Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton are 2 for 2 going into Super Tuesday on February 5th, where over 20 states will be holding primaries and maybe bringing an end to this intense political battle. The most recent polls have Senator Clinton with a strong lead in California and Oklahoma, while Senator Obama is up in Colorado. The Republican contenders are battling it out in the Sunshine State today, with the primary going underway as I speak with you tonight. A lot is riding on Mitt Romney to perform well tonight, as a loss would spring Senator John McCain to front-runner status going into the February 5th primaries. Last night, President Bush gave his final State of the Union address to Congress. He said the economy was in a period of uncertainty and he would veto any bills that raised taxes. He also called on Congress to make his tax cuts permanent. Domestically, President Bush said the controversial No Child Left Behind Act was working and that Americans needed to reduce their dependency on foreign oil. He said that his administration will continue to work with Congress to continue to secure our borders. He plans to double those Border Patrol agents by the end of this year. The president stood strong in his defense of the Iraqi war, claiming that the enemy is on the run since the surge last year. Overall, 20,000 American soldiers will be coming home this year. President Bush said that the enemy will not rest until they attack Washington and called on Congress to continue funding the war on terror. Governor Kathleen Sebelius of Kansas delivered the Democratic response to President Bush's address and said that Washington needed a wake-up call on behalf of a new American majority and that time is running out on our opportunities to meet our challenges and solve our problems. She reminded the American people of the successes of the Democratic Congress's first year in power, specifically mentioning national security measures, the minimum wage increase, and making college more affordable.
Well, it's been an interesting week in politics. And it's just going to get even crazier come February 5th. I heard on CNN last week that this was the least covered State of the Union address ever. Like, nobody's been paying any attention to it.
Well, what I'm reading time after time again in USA Today is, for example, is everyone is labeling George Bush as a lame duck president, so why tune in to hear a lame duck president? Also, what's interesting is, it's an election year, and that's what people are really focused on. Who's going to win the primaries? It's up in the air. It's very interesting, more exciting than President Bush.
That's for sure. That is certainly for sure.
So, too much, too little, too late, right?
Yes. What was interesting was he had no bold ideas to present for his last year.
It was an interesting speech and a lame State of the Union, if I dare use that term. And that was unfortunate because, he could have said a lot. Anyways, all right, Micah, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, it's been a big week in sports. Show Smooth has all the highlights.